Carina.
Hey, Zax.
So, we are doing something kind of crazy, kind of different today.
Oh, I can't, words can't describe how excited I am.
Good. So, hopefully, if you're watching this, you don't like Camp Rock
Or
either.
maybe you do. Maybe
Maybe.
like Camp Rock was your favorite movie when you were like in like fourth grade and your heart's breaking to hear us just dunk on it. But you know what? That's fine. We all gotta take criticism sometimes.
Yeah, kind of friendly critique from us to you. You're wrong and we're right.
Yeah. This comes from a good place because I told Zax a couple days ago, um, Camp Rock, one of the camps that the place was filmed at, that the movie was filmed at. I went to one of those camps for a couple days when I was in seventh and eighth grade. It was real fun, and they were like, "Hey, here's where Camp Rock was filmed." So watching this movie, I'm like, I remember being there, but then I'm like, oh man, this movie's not too great.
Yeah, no, it's really not. Okay, well, in case you don't know, it's a about a rock and roll summer camp that a poor girl wants to go
she's she's
to.
not really poor even. She's just like middle class and like her family like they like work honest jobs. Like her dad owns like what did she say? Like
I
a
think he
auto
just
shop or
thinks,
something and her mom's a
yeah,
chef.
yeah, and then she wanted. So then it's weird. So we start off like the day before summer break, which is weird because if I remember correctly, we like meet her like school friends, but
Yeah,
none
she
of them
her
are
school
going
friend
to
shows up in
camp.
one scene and it's just to give like exposition on something. She's like, "Hi, Mitchie. It's so nice to see you on the last day of school. Are you going to Camp Rock? What's that? You're not going to Camp Rock?" But that's the like it's like that. And she also
But
mentions that she's taking AP Mandarin and that comes up later.
Disney movies are so weird because you could literally just start with her setting her bags down at camp
Mhm.
because her mom is like, okay, remember you help. And like, spoiler alert, this is a Disney Channel movie where
Yeah.
someone lies about who they really
Oh my
are.
god, that's never been done before.
Never.
Like,
And
oh.
so, okay, so let's go. I think the best way to go about this is we have a problem with pretty much every main character. I'm
Yeah.
gonna save Tess for last because she's the
Oh.
bad girl.
Oh, Tess.
So
Tess
let's
from Camp Rock.
start with Mitchie, Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
She's doing that. Her mom knew that she wanted to go,
But
so
she's like,
she
you know what, Mitchie? Like, it's not in our budget. Like, maybe next summer. And then Mitchie's just like in a foul mood for the rest of the day, like super unsympathetic to her mom's situation. It's really rude.
yeah, and so then she's like works it out. She's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
cater, but like also she's like not like fancy, but like she owns her own business. So I'm pretty sure working for a summer camp is like not so much like that it's like humiliating, but it's definitely like a downgrade from the work
Yeah.
that she usually does. So
Mm-hmm.
like she's doing her daughter like a serious solid
Yeah.
because like she could be doing other more like higher profile work
Yeah.
than
She could be
this.
catering weddings and like graduations, but no,
Yes.
she's just cooking macaroni for a bunch of 15-year-olds at a summer camp.
Yeah. So,
Which, no
but and
offense if
then
that's what you do. Like, good for you, but like, that's
but
not
like
what
in
the
this
mom
in
from Wizards of Waverly Place wanted to do.
right.
Also, if you haven't noticed, Disney Channel movies just kind of recycle their cast. You're like, all right,
They
who's in the
all
show?
live together.
Yeah,
And
you'll
they
live in
say,
the
"You
Disney
come out
Channel
now."
movie house.
Yeah. So, yeah, so she takes this, and it's also weird too, because, like, at the beginning, Mitchie's like, it's fine, like, my mom works. She tells Allison Stoner, like, yeah, my mom is the whatever.
She does no, she doesn't, because then she
She
lies.
doesn't?
She
I thought
like
she just lied to Tess and them. She lied to Allison
she
Stoner
lied to
too?
everyone. Everyone's like, oh my
Wow.
god. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay. So so she betrays her mom, like we gave that gig away by lying
Hmm.
about the cook being her mom,
Yeah.
which is so hurtful.
Yeah. And like there's a scene where like she gets exposed. Like I'm sure everybody's seen the movie at this point, but like she gets exposed and her mom is there and her mom just looks so hurt cuz she's like, "Damn, my daughter's really ashamed of me." Like she had to lie to this
Yeah.
whole camp of 15-year-olds because she didn't want people to think that like her mom was the cook. That sucks. And then she leaves the scene and Demi Lovato cries, but not because she feels bad because she hurt her mom's feelings because she got exposed and Joe Jonas hates her.
Yeah, okay. So then Allison Stoner meets her and right away is like, "Hey, I'll be your
Yeah,
friend. We
check out my
can."
cool music that I make, and the music's terrible.
Well, that's not a character issue. That's just a
That's just
that's
the
a
movie. Have you seen like the Twitter meme where it's like telling my kids this is David Guetta and it's like her at like the pajama jam and she's like, here's my music and it's really bad. But then Mitchie's like, she's really good and everyone's like, no, she isn't. She sucks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she
Why
really
couldn't they
was.
make her do good music? I don't understand. Like
Well, her career's been interesting anyway.
she does like Lifetime movies now, doesn't she?
Well, I remember there was okay, this is like never mind. I'm not going to say that because I was just going to be mean.
Well, no, it's
But
this is a safe space. It's okay.
okay, well like I don't know. But here's the tea. So like a while back, she like maybe a year or two ago, she came out and I was like, good for you. But she made this whole thing like she was afraid to because like her career was gonna fall off and I was like, honey, it wasn't going
Yeah.
anywhere. So like
Like, honey, you're doing Lifetime movies now. You were doing Disney Channel original movies before, and now you're on
cause
Lifetime. That's a step down, if you ask me.
like it's nothing against your journey and whatnot. It's
Hmm.
just like, but like your career, like don't blame your career. So that's me being
Yeah.
a meanie pants. But anyway,
Oh my God, Zax, who are you?
I'm real
Oh my,
savage.
this is sassy Zax.
Yeah, sassy Zach's corner.
Oh no.
So okay, where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So now let's take a break from Mitchie because they all leave together because she's
Yeah,
unfortunately the
the
lead
main
star.
character. Yeah.
Let's talk about the Joe
Oh
Bros.
boy. I really like how
So
Nick and Kevin aren't in this movie.
I like what's funny too is that in the second one that they were like, you know what? They should be in it more, and then
Yeah.
just Nick was, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Kevin, I
hashtag justice for
remember
Kevin.
Kevin had this weird side plot, and I think like their younger brother was also in the movie, and he's like, I'm one of the baby campers. And then he had a bunch of like little like 11-year-old campers, and Kevin was like, I'm the junior counselor or something. I don't, it's been like a good 10 years since I've watched the second one because I didn't really care for it, I remember. Because there's like Camp Star, and I was like, ugh, you'll never be Camp Rock. Don't try to be Camp Rock.
Well, one thing I will say about the Jonas Brothers is that I recently went to a Jonas Brothers concert a couple months back, and like one, I was surprised because I went with friends who were like really like into the Joe
Yeah.
Bros, and I was just like, I like a concert, I'll attend as
Yeah.
well. And then I knew a lot more songs than I thought I would. So that was
Did
one
they play all
thing.
their old stuff, or was it just like,
It
here's
was
Sucker for 45 minutes?
it was their old stuff, the stuff like the Cake by the Ocean one that Joe did with his band, and
I
then it was
forgot he
Nick's
like had a
stuff.
band for a minute.
And then yeah, so it was like that. But
Kevin
one
became a
thing,
contractor for a while.
well, here's what was really surprising. I did not realize he has the most stands. More
Really?
than Joe, more than Nick. Like at one point there's because they had like a lot of like pre-recorded like film stuff,
Hmm.
and at one point like it was like a video like they got actors to be like them as kids. It's like this is like we grew up to be us. It was a weird. I don't know what the point was, but when but they did one for Joe, and everyone was like ah, and then they did one for Nick, and they were like ah, but then like Kevin came on, and people just lost it,
I
and I
think
was
it's
like,
because like we all grew up being like, "Oh my god, Joe and Nick, oh my god, they're so cute." And like Kevin was going through the sideburn phase and we're like, "Ew, no." But then like he grew up and like got hot and now we're all like, "Ooh, Kevin, like how you doing?" Like we're all like cuz we're all like grown now and we have a
I
sense of like or maybe it's just cuz he hasn't like been in the spotlight for a while. Like we've seen like Joe and Nick, they like did their thing and then Kevin just had this wonderful comeback where he's like, "Hi, I'm a 10 now." We're like, "Oh my god, Kevin."
That's what I was thinking, but like when I talked to
Maybe
like
they're just
my
like
friends when I
cheering
went
him
to the
on cuz
concert,
they
they were like, "No, like it's been Kevin," and I was like, "All right, okay."
literally no. Like I remember being in like 4th grade with my friends on the playground when Camp Rock came out and we're like, "Oh my god, like oh my god, Joe Jonas." Nobody was like, "I like Kevin." And if they
Well,
were, we would mock and shame them.
that's what I thought. It's kind of like being like a Logang versus a Jake Pauler, right?
Don't
Kind
compare the
of.
Jonas Brothers to the Paul brothers. How dare you? They
I'm
do not
just
deserve this character assassination.
I'm just saying, like as far as like the feuds status,
Yeah, but the
right?
Jonas Brothers are actually talented.
Well, I wasn't saying who deserves to be war fodder. I'm just saying.
Just, yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about. Oh, so like we said, Nick. Okay, so Joe has to come to camp because their uncle is the owner of this music camp,
Oh, there's a
and
scandal. That's
he's
why he's there.
yeah. It was like
But the
you're.
scandal is super lame. Like, it's not
What
like
was it?
he
Because
walked off the set of a music video and they're like, it cost millions. I'm like, how would that cost millions of dollars? Like, let's like put this in like nowadays perspective. If Shawn Mendes was like filming a music video and then he's just like, cut the cameras, and everyone's like, Sean, what's up? And he's like, I can't do this right now. And he just left the set, and everyone's like, okay, guys, I guess like we're gonna like call it a day. People would just go home and like be like, all right, I guess I'm clocking out. And then they'd be like, hey, Sean, like, you know, whenever you're ready to like get your head back in the game, we got you. How
well,
would that cost money? I don't understand.
well, I guess I think it still would cost money. I just think it's just negligible in the grand scheme of things. Because like, okay, so figure like we're renting this place, these photographers, all these extras that we booked for today. We've got to like, if we're not gonna film it today, we gotta regroup.
I guess, but
So
you'd have
or
to like pay
push it
them
forward.
regardless.
You have to pay him regardless, but I guess like now you have to pay whatever you were paying, you pay double, I
I, gue-
guess,
I don't know.
potentially.
This is
But
just
I
like a
guess
weird like
yeah, no,
thing. It's
that's a
okay.
very lame, very decom scandal. I am
All of the decom
nonplussed
scandals
by
are
that.
so lame. Like, oh
They
my
really
god, what was the Hannah Montana movie scandal? I watched it like a couple weeks ago and I was
well, she
like, this
got
doesn't
into
really
a
hold
shoe
up.
fight with Tyra Banks, which like
Oh my god.
honestly you're not like I
Yeah.
mean I can see why your father was upset with you
Yeah.
because that's reckless behavior, but like go off,
Yeah.
Hannah. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty
Like that
epic.
would I feel like nowadays that get you like more publicity. Like it's not good, but like everyone would be like, oh
I'm
my god,
pretty
Hannah,
sure
do you remember
even
that one time
like
you fought Tyra Banks at a shoe store?
honestly, like I think that would get you publicity in like the
Yeah,
60s.
literally
Picture
like
like
Winona Ryder like shoplifted and like nobody cared. Like, do you remember that? Like she like fully
I
shoplifted.
remember that that was a thing, and it was like a lot of people were like
Yeah,
just kind of doing that for a
free
minute.
Winona. I remember being little and like hearing about that. I was like, huh, I don't know who this actress is. And then years later, I'm like, oh my god, like girl interrupted Winona Ryder. Jeez.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. So he walked off a
He
music
had a little hissy
video,
fit.
and Nick and Kevin are in like the back seat of the limo with him, and they're like, "You gotta go to camp so you can find yourself. You're not like
You're
our
not the same.
bandmate." Also, they're not related,
Yeah.
I They're
I really
not
don't know.
brothers. They're just all a
They don't
band of.
establish their relationship. They just know each
But
other.
yeah, well, like they're just bandmates
They all just
who
look
look
exactly the same.
very. Yeah, we're just we our band. They were going for a look
I'm like,
that we all happen to have.
I just had this flashback to like that one video I made with Vanessa. She's like, "Oh my god, we're strangers, but we look exactly the same." Like the one video I have on my channel. But like, oh my god, like it just would have been like maybe they addressed their relationship in the second movie, but like it would have just made sense for them
Maybe.
to be related. Like, come on, my brother. It would that that doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Come on,
but for
sibling I
some
love.
yeah, which I guess like I could have just assumed it, but for some reason I feel like, but the fact that I feel like they weren't brothers in the movie
Mm-hmm.
makes me think that they specified that they're
That
just
they,
bandmates or
yeah.
something.
It's just oh
Like
my god, it's
like
so weird.
something that was like, you're not the guy we like. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He has to go to this camp so he can stop being such a diva,
Yeah, because the press will
basically.
eat it up. They're like, oh my god, look at this superstar doing charity work. Like, it's a camp for rich kids, but all right.
Yeah.
Like if they
Well,
wanted him to have like if they wanted him to clean up his act, they should have like sent him on like a missionary trip to like Guatemala or something. Then he'd really look like, "Oh my god, like I'm being so humbled." He's going to like a camp that probably costs like 4K a year. Like cuz like Demi like she can't go cuz like it's expensive. And her mom's like, "Oh, the only reason you can go is because I'm going to work there and you're going to get like an employee discount." Like this is a camp for rich kids. Like half of the people that go have famous parents because they can afford
yeah.
to send them there. They like just send them to like big brothers, big sisters and like have them spend a
You
weekend
know
there.
what? Okay, this is something I just realized. Okay, like since we're just talking about like our issues with the
Yeah.
series, we can like keep talking about the second one. This is just something I realized just now in talking.
Hmm.
Okay, in movie 2, for those who do not remember, and unfortunately I do remember, the big plot is that Camp Rock is going out of business because there's a rival camp across the way, so they
Hmm.
got to do that whole gig.
Camp
Nobody
Star.
cares.
Stupid
But
name by the way.
But maybe Uncle Jonas, maybe your camp is going out of business because you apparently wait till like the day before camp starts to even book a caterer
Yeah.
for your hungry children.
Like you have to
Cause
have these
as
kids
a
making their own food.
Because as I think about it, she was like, I don't know, I might have something in the works, Demi Lovato, but I don't think it's gonna work out. And then like that same day, she's like, actually, you are going to Camp Rock. I just got off the phone with him,
I think we
bruh.
just like unpacked like this pyramid scheme of Camp Rock where like the money that they're getting in from this camp that's like stupid expensive instead
Hmm.
of like it going into like providing services for like the campers like here's like food that you need because you're here all summer. They're pocketing the money and then they're making the kids fend for themselves in the Canadian wilderness because this was filmed in Canada, at least half of it was. And the Canadian wilderness isn't a nice place. I've been there. It's a lawless wasteland. But like I think we're onto something. Like nobody looked into this. Why were they hiring a
Oh,
caterer at the last minute?
wow. Okay. I think. Wow. We really. This is some hardcore sleuthing we just did,
Wow, jeez.
and I'm proud of
Camp
us.
Rock is
Okay.
not what we thought it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So back to Shane Gray.
So.
I think that was his name.
Oh, right, right. I was just gonna keep calling him Joe Jonas.
Yeah, Jojo. He's basically just
He's not a
Jojo.
character.
He's not, none of these are characters. It's just Demi Lovato and Joe
So
Jonas.
this is one thing. So now I guess we go back to Mitchie a little bit. I did think how they first met was hilarious because when it happened, like, because I don't remember really watching it without when I was younger. Fun story. I think my disdain for the Jonas Brothers in middle school cost me a friendship
Oh,
because I
Oh
remember
no.
there was this girl who she was like, we have like Jonas Brothers parties, and I was like in that phase, where like, ew, I don't like the Jonas Brothers because everybody else does, and I
Yeah.
was just like, they're lame and gross, and she like did not really talk to me ever
Yeah.
again.
Oh man. But then like you
So,
go home and you like secretly have a stan Twitter for them.
well, no, but I really liked High School Musical.
Okay, well that's fine. I feel like back in the day you were either like Camp Rock or High School Musical. You couldn't really be both, and if you were like the Messiah. It's like, "Oh my god, like you're here to like bring peace to the people." That's not like what the Messiah was, but like you were like the special one. It was like, "Oh my god, like wow, look at you." I guess we
You
can
try
put our
a lot
differences
right there.
aside.
Yes. So anyway, okay, so when I first watched this like later in life that I can actually remember watching Camp Rock. I remember that they had this meet cute and I was like, well, honestly, you're like legally obligated to fall in love with her now, I guess.
That's the
Because
rules.
cause she's like covering herself in flour because
That
she's like,
was
no one can
so
know that my
dumb.
mom works here. And he's like, I need food or something. And
Yeah,
then
my
she's
manager
like,
sent you my diet restrictions and I couldn't eat my breakfast. Like, what? Okay.
and then
And
she's like, can you speak to me nicely? Like I'm a person. I'm like, well, you're married now.
yeah, it's like, "Oh, look at you.
Okay.
You put him in his place, Demi Lovato. Look at you go." And then he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," except he doesn't really say it like that.
He's like,
I
sorry.
guess I'm sorry. And she's like, "Good." And then that's the end of the scene.
And so then, I guess I guess we can dive in. Here's I don't think we really did a good job of explaining any issues with Mitchie yet.
Yeah, we kind of were just like, she's like kind of not nice to her mom, which like that could be enough. It's like you're mean to your
That's my
mom. That
biggest
sucks.
issue with her, frankly. That's the
Mhm.
worst thing I think she
Yeah.
does the whole movie. But also, I mentioned that Allison Stoner becomes her friend.
For
We
like 2
mentioned that,
minutes and then she ditches her for like the cool kids who like aren't that cool.
yeah. So I guess that means that now it's time to start with what you've been waiting
Oh,
for.
yes.
Just chomping at the bit. Go
Oh,
off.
oh,
Let us know
Tess
about
from Camp
Tess.
Rock. Okay. I can't stand Tess. I hated Tess when I was little and I hate her now, which is like I'm a 21-year-old woman. So that's probably really petty for me to be like, God, I hate this little 14-year-old. But like just a running theme that I've seen in Disney Channel movies and just like young people movies is that the mean kids never like face like repercussions for like being mean. Like karma gets them eventually, but like that's not enough. Like I need an
I
adult to be like, you're being rude, you're being a brat, you need to stop and you need to go apologize. Like that's all I wanted when I was little, for like the mean kid to get told off and then they have to be like, I'm sorry, and then like you're fine. But that never happens. And that's why I
I
hate Tess.
well, I definitely hear what you're saying. But come on. I mean, Tess can't help the way she is. Her mom's a big pop star
I don't
who
care.
didn't even watch her. What do you mean? She didn't watch her big
She did, but then
song
she
at
got
the
a business
end.
phone call and she's like, "Oh my god, like it's my manager. Oh my god, like this is probably a disaster. I told him, don't call me. I'm going to my daughter's camp. It's going to be a really big deal." And her manager's probably like, "Yeah, don't worry." And then some huge scandal probably came out and her manager's like, TJ Tyler, oh my god, you're I don't know what, something that's not a Disney Channel scandal, something massive. Oh my god, like people found out you're doing tax evasion, like Twitter is shutting you down. And she's like, "Oh my god, I have to like get my publicist on the phone." Like she probably wasn't just like, "Oh my god, like it's my friend Suzette, I have to catch up with her." Like her mom's a a busy
Busy.
businesswoman. She's got stuff to do. I'm sorry, Tess from Camp Rock, but your mama's trying to work. She's trying to put food on the table. She's trying to provide, get that coin to send you to this nice fancy camp every year. Tess is just like,
Again,
I don't like
you're
Tess.
making really valid points, but I feel like you haven't watched enough movies because from what my understanding and all the movies I've seen, a parent is supposed to never go to work when their kid has anything going on.
Not
But they
even like
still
if
need to
your
have
kid
a
has something.
lot of money to fund what your
Yeah.
kid
It's
wants.
not even like the parent can't go to work if there's like something going on. The parent can't go to work, period. It's
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
can't have a job. You
yeah,
just
you
need to
can't.
have
Yeah,
money.
you need money. You need to give me whatever I want, but like, you need to like stay late to like, you need to work overtime because I've maxed out on your credit card again. Oh my God, Dad, I can't believe you. You don't care about this family. And Dad's like, yes, I am. Like, I'm the last person at the office every day. Do you know how lonely it is in my business building? Like, I want a movie like that where it's just like, it shows the parents' perspective in like a sympathetic light. And then kids can be like, oh my God, my parent doesn't hate me. They're just like trying to provide for me. Because you know, all these kids are growing up and they're like, oh my God, yeah, my parents hate me because that's what the Camp Rock kids are making me think. This feels like a stretch, but like, even as a little kid, I was like, this bothers me. I know my parents work hard. I know they don't mean to do this. Yeah. But to go back to Tess, she's just she's so mean. She's so mean for no reason. She like okay, it's like, oh my God, hi, my name's Tess Tyler. My mom's TJ Tyler. Toddler. My mom's a super famous superstar. You definitely know who she is. You probably remember me because she released like this giant vlog series from when I was born. Even though this was back in like 2012 and vlogging wasn't a thing yet. But like if this was filmed nowadays, you know, it would have been like this big Kylie Jenner moment
Yeah.
for our daughter, you know. But Tess
So,
is like, I have to win everything and I have to
yeah.
make everybody feel really small because I'm secretly really insecure because I can't dance.
So, yeah. So I guess just to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Tess
Really,
and
really quick, have you, just because I've watched this twice in like a 2 week time span, Tess really can't dance. And it gets really obvious at points. Like, there's this one scene where Joe Jonas is like, all right, everyone, here's your dance class. And everybody's following along super easy. And then Tess is like in the middle, like making these really weird movements, trying to keep up with everyone. And it's very embarrassing.
well, she's an interesting actress because everything I've seen her in, even if like she's not really a dance person or whatever, she always feels like I don't know. There's just something weird about. I don't know if it's her acting style. I don't know what the gig is, but like she was in Mean Girls
I
too.
forgot. Maybe that's why I hate her so much, because I'm like, you ruined Mean Girls. Maybe
I
that's
mean,
why.
everyone ruined everything in that movie.
That
I
movie
guess
was
that's
a
our next
disaster.
video.
That's our next one. We gotta watch Mean Girls too.
Oh gosh,
Oh
no
God,
one
all
should.
our other movies that I've been like yelling at you that we need to do, put those aside. We gotta watch Mean Girls too.
Okay, next up, Mean Girls too.
Stay tuned, everyone.
So yeah, okay, so her Tess. Okay, so Tess is the villain of the story. Even though everyone's the villain
Yeah.
of the story except Allison Stoner and Demi Lovato's mom.
Well, like even like
But
Allison Stoner has some moments where like she's not very nice. Like when Demi's secret gets exposed, like just to her, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna tell everybody." Like that's not nice. If your friend is like, "Oh my God, there's this secret that I've been keeping," and you find out, and they're obviously like really embarrassed about it, you're not gonna be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna tell everybody." Like that's
but at
mean.
this
You're being a
point,
bad friend.
were they even friends at that point?
I don't. It's weird because like Allison Stoner's like, "Hi Demi Lovato, you don't have any friends at camp. Come be my friend." And then they're friends for like 3 minutes, and then Tess is like, "Oh my God, I guess come be my friend." And then Demi Lovato was like, "Oh my God, yeah," and then she ditches her. And
Yeah,
then
which
Allison Stoner's like, "Oh, I don't have any friends now," except she does have friends.
well, I don't think her issue. I don't think it was that she was lonely because she does have lots of friends. I think her issue was that like she saw something in Demi Lovato. She was like, "I think you're a cool person, and I think we could be friends." But then it's
Hmm.
like, "Oh, you want Tess, so obviously." You're not who I thought you were, I guess, because Tess doesn't like real people. She likes sheep. She likes
She's jealous of
people.
everyone. She has to be the
Yeah,
best.
because it comes out at some point, right? That didn't
her and Allison Stoner were friends at one point.
Yeah, she
But
kind of
then,
Regina Georged her. It
yeah.
was kind of.
Don't, no, Regina George is a fantastic character, and Tess from Camp Rock is not.
I just meant like the Regina George
The,
to
like, the
Janice
Janice,
Ian
like, situation
deal.
with Regina George, yeah.
Yeah.
Except Allison Stoner probably didn't have a big lesbian crush on Tess from Camp Rock. I thought that was so scandalous back in the day. I was like, oh my god, did they say lesbian? Oh my god.
I don't even think I knew what a lesbian was when I first saw
I didn't know, and then I found out, and then I watched it again.
I don't know why my parents. I think just because Lindsay Lohan was in it. I don't know why my parents took me to see that movie. When I was
They're like, oh, it's Lindsay Lohan. You remember her from, what was she in before Mean Girls? The Parent Trap?
Freaky Friday. Yeah.
Life-sized? What was that one where she was like a detective?
Life size. Get a clue.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I knew it was gonna be a good afternoon when Get a Clue came on Disney Channel.
Oh my gosh. I live for Get a Clue. It's on Disney Plus, yo.
Oh my god, that's the next one. Sorry, Mean Girls 2.
Oh my gosh, I love Get a
It's
Clue.
not even.
Okay, anyway.
It's not gonna be like Get a Clue sucks. It's gonna be like Get a Clue is a cinematic masterpiece.
It is, Mom.
Oh my god, I really hope it holds up because I haven't seen it for a while.
You know what? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen it in a minute.
Oh my god, viewing party, can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, back to Camp Rock. We've taken this in so many directions.
Well, I think I'm gonna just have to title this. This is like a nice little chat,
Yeah.
roughly about Camp Rock.
Camp Rock question mark is the worst. We don't know. We didn't talk about it that much.
Well, we're here.
Here we are.
This is why you don't do things for the views, kids.
Oh god, this is why we needed to take notes.
Okay. I guess our planning session didn't go as well as we
It was kind of just like, let's watch Camp Rock and then talk about it. We're like, okay.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Half an hour later, let's get back on track.
Back to Camp Rock.
So Tessa's gig is
Which one though? Because she had several. Is it the one with her sparkly outfit?
Oh gosh. She had awful clothes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so basically Tess, her whole deal is like she needs to be the best, so she finds who's better than her so that she can get them under thumb.
And make them her backup singers.
And then Allison Stoner wasn't about that life. But Demi Lovato was totally about that life.
Oh my god. Wait, we forgot to mention something really important about Demi Lovato. So, like, her whole thing is like, oh my god, I want to go to Camp Rock because, like, she makes music in her room on, like, GarageBand. And her mom's like, wow, you're a great singer. But then she's, like, just plagued with stage fright. And so, like, the first night, her mom's like, oh, Demi Lovato, do you want to go sing? And then Demi Lovato's like, no, not in front of everybody. Your mom is wasting her summer making macaroni and cheese for a bunch of rich 15-year-olds. You get your little patootie out there and sing, gosh darn it. This video is rated E for everyone.
Carina. Okay.
Just wanted to point that out. Demi Lovato can't sing in front of people because she gets nervous.
It's one of those. Okay, see, this is my problem because when Disney does this, they only do it one way. Lemonade Mouth.
High School
Musical. Radio Rebel.
I don't remember
Pixel
that one.
Perfect. Oh, you know what? Radio Rebel actually kind of slaps. But anyway. But anyway, they do that thing. Okay, I don't like any time that this happens where it's like, I'm so shy, I can't sing, I don't. I'm a beautiful angel.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I found my courage to sing, and it's usually because like some skinny white boy was like, "You're a beautiful singer," and they're like, "Oh my god, really?" And they like put their hand behind their ear.
What? I didn't even realize that part of it.
Yeah, it's not well, like okay, maybe this movie like kind of like doesn't do well. No, because Demi Lovato is
Joe
like
Jonas.
yeah, like she's like, oh my god, Joe Jonas is like here, I need to sing. Well, it's not even she didn't care about Joe Jonas because he like we'll get to this at some point, but he's like, oh my god, like get out of my face, Demi Lovato, and she's like, I don't need you, Joe Jonas, and then she
Oh,
sings.
oh yeah. So like, okay. So now let's talk about the whole like liar reveal
Yeah.
trope that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, when you're
I
a
think we
teenager,
need to
it's
talk about the lie
really
too.
well, I was gonna throw that in somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. When you're a teenager, how people perceive you is so devastatingly important,
Mm-hmm.
and I am not trying to undermine that by any means. I
Yeah.
totally,
As
totally get
somebody
it.
with crippling
I
social anxiety, I
like
get that.
like when I was in high school, did I tell a fib to get people to like me? Yes. Did it
Hmm.
backfire in my face like almost immediately? Yes. So like why don't we take a page or two from these movies so that they
Hmm.
can stop making it? Because
Yeah.
nobody's learning anything.
Like all these little kids are gonna start saying like, yeah, my mom's Chris Jenner, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, really? And then like they go on Twitter and they're like, wait a second, that's not true.
Yeah. Like so like in this her thing is she's like my like I think some like
My
big
mom's the president
music.
of Hot
Oh.
Tunes TV, but like in China, so like nobody like fact checks me.
Oh, well,
Which
honestly, though, points for
you know,
crafty.
the only reason why like this like will tie into the friend who was in one scene because she's taking AP Mandarin. She like knows like one phrase in Mandarin. And then Demi's like, "Oh yeah, here's this one phrase in Mandarin. Yeah, so like I'm being for real." Everyone's like, "Oh my god, wow, Demi, you like kind of cultured. Like we like you."
So then, yeah, so that's the lie. And then it gets super out of hand because she meets Joe Jonas and he's like, so like I heard like your mom's famous and like they have like they're on like a canoe or
But
something
so like
together.
something else I don't get about that. He's like, "Oh my god, you're like kind of famous too. I'm super famous. So is everybody else at the camp." Like, so
Yeah, if
why he's
that's
like,
the
"Oh my god,
lie,
you
yeah.
lied." It's like, "No, like literally
Yeah,
I
like
don't get it."
Tessa's mom is a pop star, so if
Hmm.
that's the line, just being the child of famous people, that's every student
Yeah.
here.
That's literally everyone. Like whatever her name is who like sings like the absolute banger at like the opening jam. I think her name's Lola. Card in the
Mm,
corner for the lull video. But like she's like, yeah, my parents are on Broadway. Like everybody's just flexing about like how popular their parents are. But like
yeah, I guess so. This is the other thing that I don't think the movie was trying to do on purpose, but I'm just going to point it out.
mhm,
That thing where the boy is like, "You're not like other girls," even though she's literally. I mean, technically,
yeah.
she's not like other girls, but to his knowledge, she's like every other girl here.
Oh, it's because she like isn't like fawning over him because he's famous.
Cause like he doesn't even know that she's the one who was like, you need to say please and thank you."
Hmm.
Somehow he
Do you
doesn't
remember
know.
like from Hannah Montana, like Jake Ryan's plot line where he like
Uh
goes to her school and then Miley's like, I don't care for him because I'm actually Hannah Montana and like I've
uh-huh.
met famous people before. But then literally everybody else in school is like, oh my god, Jake, please like sign my forehead. And he's like, ah, ha, ha, sure. But then he's like, oh my god, Miley, you're like not like other girls. And she's like, I know, it's because I'm eehaw. And then
I
like he ends up cheating on her like 2 seasons later.
well, yeah. Well, I'm not even gonna like go that deep, but one thing I loved Jake Ryan in the beginning. One, I liked when he put on. There's this episode where like he was like, "Oh, I'll do a Hannah Montana gig too. Like I'll make a fake famous guy so we can
Oh
just
my
be normal
god.
people together."
I
But he's
remember.
used to
And
like going,
he goes full Borat in that episode.
yeah, and he's like, "I'm thirsty," and then nobody gives him
and,
any.
he steals water from a child.
He's still, oh my gosh! And then there's this other like later down the line when he finds out that she's Hannah Montana, and then she's like, "You can't be seen cheating on me with me,"
Yeah.
which I'm like,
And then the
what a problem
paparazzi
to
shows up.
have.
The paparazzi shows up and then they're like, oh my god, they're always following me, even though that's like literally not a plot line in Hannah Montana.
No, and
Like never once is she's like, oh my god, the paparazzi won't leave me alone. Not a single episode where
there
it's like, oh
actually
my god,
in
they
the
won't leave me.
beginning there was like that was like a thing. There was this guy, like, remember there's a whole episode where they thought that she was dating her brother.
Oh, that was Disney was all types of wrong for that. Did
Yeah,
nobody did nobody
because
like go to like the
well,
executives and were like, "Hey,
yeah, it
hey
doesn't.
Pat, can we look at the script again?"
Yeah, it does not matter how many times Miley and Jackson go blah
I
about the
also like
issue.
I really
It's
hated that
still
like Jackson was
real.
like a whole like grown man when like Hannah Montana was being filmed.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
He's like lusting after these teenage girls. It's really problematic now that I think about it.
Well, he's just an actor.
I know, but still, it's like, hey, how about we hire like an actual teenager and not like a 32-year-old man
I don't
to
know if
like,
anyone would be as funny as he was, though.
I don't know. Maybe like
I
some like little like skinny white boys auditioned for Jackson and then
I
they're like, you know what? It's not working.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like at a certain point you have to sacrifice some things for the art. So like,
How about just your integrity and hire a grown man to play a 16-year-old?
I mean, that's been going on since like the 50s. Everyone's
Oh
like
man.
really
I saw this
42.
sorry to like keep us like not on track, but I saw this tweet and it was like Greece really tricked us into thinking that these two people were teenagers and it was like two of like the oldest actors in the film. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was like, yes, this is what a teenager looks like when I was like 5 watching Grease,
I
which I should
don't
not have been
know.
doing.
I watched Grease as a kid too, and like now that I think about it, like Summer Lovin' is all about whether or not they did it on the beach.
Yeah, it's a little scandalous, but like I was like, wow, these tunes really do bop. Turn up the soundtrack, mother.
You know what? I just realized some of the lyrics to Grease Lightning aren't that clean either.
It's very bad.
Why did my parents let me watch?
I think I literally my parents would let like not I say my parents, but it was just my dad when my mom was like not home. He'd let us watch Austin Powers, but like only the third one because it had Beyonce in it, and that's like where my love for Beyonce came from.
I watched the third one all the time when I went to Mexico with my mom when I was 8, and that was the only movie we had that was in English. And there's this song about he sings about his dad, and my dad didn't come with us to Mexico, so I played it all the time. But now that I think
I'm
about
just thinking
literally,
of you as a child, just like listening to that song on repeat, crying because your dad's not there.
oh my gosh, and no one there like. And like my mom spoke English, so I don't know why she let me watch it. But like the rest of my family, like, they didn't know what he was on about.
Like my dad's like, oh yeah, it's like Mike Myers, like Canadian icon Mike Myers. Yeah, we can let the children watch this. And my mom's like, what crack did you take
You
before you
know,
let our children,
I
our
don't
three
think I
daughters
had good.
watch this?
I don't think I had good supervision growing up anymore.
I really questioned the choices my parents made in the media that they showed us. Oh man, so back to Camp Rock.
Right. And
Back
we
to this
that.
good wholesome media. It's not wholesome.
Right. Okay. So
What was the
he's
last
like,
thing we talked about?
okay, yeah. So they're on a boat. Okay. So
Canoes.
they're on a canoe and they're singing and he's singing like I gotta find you and like they sing
He
that at the
fully
concert too.
plagiarized that song, and Demi was never like, "Hey, that's my work. You can't plagiarize it."
So he's like
They
that
never
and he's
pointed that
like
out.
nobody gets me because like your mom's always in China, so that's totally the same, I guess.
Demi's like, haha, yeah, right. Oh my god, I feel so bad about lying, but like not bad enough to like admit that I lied.
Yeah. But like okay, this is something now that we're talking about like the lie reveal and everything. Once you're in, when like it came out on its own and she couldn't really help it. When like could she have done it? Because like I've never seen a movie where someone is like, Oh yeah, my mom is actually the sweetest person. Everyone buys it, and she's like, actually, I'm sorry. I was lying. I just wanted to impress you guys.
Hmm.
I'll
I
go
like
home.
like everyone would have loved Demi if she was like, yeah, like my mom's the cook from the beginning, because they would have been like, Demi, your mom slaps in the kitchen. Like she killed this macaroni and
Yeah,
cheese.
like
It
Tess
is
was
so
gonna
good.
be mean to you no matter what, most
Yeah,
likely.
because
But like
she's
nobody
like part of the
even
bourgeoisie and she hates poor people. But
and
like,
nobody but nobody cares what Tess thinks. They just all fear her because she's
yeah.
mean and she's gonna
Hmm.
whatever major loser
You know,
you.
oh my God, I forgot. My dad still does that to this day. Like, we'll be like, Alfio, like, please stop. And he'll, like, do the full finger thing. And I'm like, this is why you need to reconsider your life choices.
Whatever major. I'm trying to
What?
remember the
So
hand,
it's like
but
you make, like, a little, you hold up three fingers,
okay.
what? And then you turn it to the side, so it's an E. You turn it upside down, so it's an M. And then you
Oh.
do the L.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I would do like make a W like with my index and thumbs,
Yeah,
both
I
of
had to think
them.
about it at first. I'm
Yeah.
like, how'd she
Okay.
do it? But yeah,
Okay.
like, ooh, that like for a hot minute, like if you like were
Oh
goofing on the
wow, that
playground, someone would
actually.
call you out like that.
You know what? Now that I'm like got the rhythm going, that's kind
That's a
of a
good
fun way
burn.
to. Yeah, I can
Speaking
see
of
it.
good burns, an underrated burn in this movie is I can't remember what her name is, but like she's one of Tessa's friends, and this
Hmm.
is when they have like their big blow up like at the final jam. She's like, yeah, Tess, I don't want to be on your team anymore, and she gets ready to leave, but then she turns around and she's like, by the way, your lip gloss is so not glossy anymore. That hits different. You're like, ooh, I look really good. You put your lip gloss on, a couple hours goes by, and you're like, no, it's fine. Like, my lips are like still cute, right? And then you look and you're like, never mind. Like, they are looking crusty, dusty, and gross. I hate this. Tess got called out for looking like that, and she was about to go on stage, like, looking like that. Like, I'm just saying, I need to use that more often.
Your lip gloss is not popping. Your lip gloss is not cool. The boys are not jockeying. Okay. All right. So talked about lie reveal. We talked about being mean to your mom for no reason. We talked about Tess being mean for no reason. Back to Joe Jonas. His
Oh,
whole
boy.
deal is like, I want something real.
Mm-hmm.
But
He has like
like,
the weirdest
what?
turnaround, like immediately. Like
What do
he like
you? Yeah. What do you mean you want something real? You wanted like to
the
be the
record won't let me do
diva
this.
of
Yeah.
the world or
Like
whatever
cuz
you were
he
doing.
teaches this little dance class and he goes into the dance class being really rude and sassy, and then somebody falls and then Tess makes fun of him, and I guess then he's like, "Oh my god, this really opened my eyes to like what is that what it is?" He saw Tess like being like a superstar diva, and he's like, "Ew, vibe check, hate that." And then he's like, "I'm going to be nice now. Like, hey man, I'm sorry you fell down, but like you're really good at drumming." And then they became friends.
Honestly, I think that's a little too clever for this movie. I
Yeah.
really think that when Demi Lovato was caked in flour, and she was like, be nice, he was like, okay.
Oh my god, I've been so mean this whole movie. Thank you so much, Demi Lovato, even though it's like 10 minutes into the film.
Yeah. So, like, she gets exposed and everything.
And then
And
Joe's like, oh
then,
my god, you lied. And then they
yeah.
both cry.
And then, like, it basically at that point just sort of is falling action to the big showcase,
Wait,
right?
oh, there's this moment, because, like, okay, so at some point early on in the movie, Joe hears Demi Lovato singing, which, like, just to mention, like, Demi and Joe are, like, no, I think it's just Demi. She's the only one who sings live at any point in the movie, and it gets really obvious the second you notice it. Because, like, Tess is, like, doing her little, like, I'm too cool for you song, like, at the beach jam, I think it was. And you can hear the auto tune, and you're like, ooh, uh-oh. Or, like, even when they're, like, practicing in their cabin, and they're, like, doing their dance. And, like,
Ooh, yeah.
just
Because,
the
like, as the
quality in audio
performers,
shifts really
you can
obviously.
add a mic or something that auto tunes. But yeah, in the cabin, it should be. Oof,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then, like, Demi's, like, she's singing, like, in the classroom, and she opens her mouth really wide when she sings. I remember noticing that as a kid, and I remembered it now, and I'm like, ooh, uh-oh, Demi. close your mouth. You're about to get a fly in there. But yeah, she's singing like at the piano, and you can tell she's singing live. And I'm like, you have pipes, good for you. But then Joe's like, oh my god, like this mystery girl song, and then he plagiarizes her. But throughout the whole movie, he's like, oh, I can't find the girl who sang the song. And he like kind of holds auditions to find her, like they do in Cinderella story.
I was just thinking, as soon as you said that, I pictured the scene from Cinderella's story.
I did like how they handled it in Cinderella story because like it wasn't like, God, what's his name? Chad Michael Murray. Yeah. It wasn't him who set it up. It was his friends who like are like kind of questionable. One of them is. The other one like seemed like pretty okay.
Well,
But like
there was some secret stuff going on. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, and that scene, like the teacher's like whatever his name is, she's like, hi Paul, and like she's like an older teacher.
Yeah,
so, like,
because she's like,
happening here?
because she comes out and to like the questionable friend, she's like, you're a bad boy. You're a very bad boy. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian. And then Brian's like, what?
He's like,
It's such a weird couple seconds of that scene, but like they were like, oh my god, like yeah, like this like Cinderella, you saw her at like the Halloween ball, which never happens in high school, by the way. Sorry if we've got younger listeners and they're like, I can't wait for the Halloween gala at my public school. I hate to break it to you, it's not gonna happen. But like
I mean,
when
oh
she,
my gosh, that
like,
was a good movie. I watched.
God, I love
that
Cinderella
one does
story.
hold up. I watched that one all the time.
It's so good. But yeah, they're like, yeah, my friend, like, he can't find his, like, new thing, so we're gonna hold auditions to hopefully find her. And, like, when the girls are coming up, Chad Michael Murray is like, this is definitely not her, but, like, I'm gonna, like, compliment her and let her down easy. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, you're gonna find somebody who, like, really cares about you and, like, loves you for who you are. And they're like, wow, Chad Michael Murray, I really needed to hear that. And being a little 14-year-old hearing that, I was like, yeah, thanks, Chad Michael
I am
Murray.
going to cut you off there because I just realized that like after we talk about Get a Clue and after we talk about Mean Girls 2, we gotta just talk about all the Cinderella stories and how
Yeah.
garbo they are after the
Oh
OG.
my god.
Because
The one with like Selena Gomez where like she dances. I'm like, no.
you know what? Each one has one. Well, I'm not. No, that's for the future. No.
This is slowly turning into just like us talking about anything.
I think this is a, I'm going to call Camp Rock Deep Dish.
Yeah. I love that. That's so good. Like it's like when you look at a deep dish pizza, you're like, oh, that kind of looks kind of yucky, but then like you eat it and you're like, never mind. It's like it's kind of good. It's kind of
It's
okay.
palatable.
Yeah, like I could eat this once, and like
Yeah.
the people who watch this video, they're like, I could watch this once, and then never again.
That's fair.
They're gonna see my icon and be like, oh, her again.
Oh my god, that's great. Okay.
Oh god, but yeah,
so-
where were we?
Right. Okay, so yes. I guess let's just wrap. Okay, so we get to the final showdown. Something that's weird that happens, I think that not a lot of Disney Channel movies do. I know a few have, but this is one of the big ones where I remember this happening. Where you have like the mean girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just that her clique turns against her. Her clique rises above her.
And
Like,
win.
because, yeah, Angela's her name, I think. And she's just like,
No,
I'm
Margaret's
sick
the one
of
who's like,
you.
I'm a superstar. It's her name's like they call her Peggy, but her name's Margaret. I don't know where like the correlation came from.
I think Peggy is short for Margaret, actually. I don't know why. It's the same thing with, like,
don't-
Bill and William to me.
It's
Or
like
Jimmy
I heard
and
it's because
James.
like with William and Bill, it's because like Will and Bill rhyme. I don't know why. Like back in the day, people were like, "We're gonna spice up your nickname."
But then, like, Timmy and Jimmy are two different names totally.
I don't know how this works. Whoever came up with this needs to reassess their decisions.
Okay. So.
But yeah. So
So
like
yeah.
yeah, Peggy's like, Tess, I don't like how you're treating me. And then she leaves. And then the other friend, whose name I don't remember, is like, yeah, and by the way, Tess, lip gloss, you need to reapply it.
Yeah.
And then
So, and then,
that one
yeah.
joins like one dance crew and like kills it, even though she like didn't rehearse or like know that this was gonna happen.
And
And
then,
then,
yeah, then Angela, she goes solo. And, like,
mhm,
I also like that, like, this is something else. Like, a lot of, like, camp or school things, there's a teacher. And I'm gonna put a card in the corner to Invincible Sister because there's a teacher. Like the teacher only has one student, everyone else can just fall apart. But like
yeah,
we see this teacher, like we see him give a little bit of attention to everybody. And
mhm,
so like when Angela goes on her own, he's like legit proud of her. He's like, here's our new solo that
look
we
at her go.
were yeah,
Did you
we
notice how there were only like 4 entries into the final jam? Like the final jam. Like this is the last time you're gonna perform at Camp Rock for the summer. This is what everybody was like working up towards. So why are there only 4 entries? Like I guess like realistically, like with a movie, it's like we can't show everybody, but there's no like little like fill in things, like maybe it's like, oh, we're gonna cut away to backstage and like here's like just some random team who's like, hi, we're the hot chili steppers. Like there was no like filling. It's just like here's all 4 entries and only the 4 entries. Like it felt
yeah.
disappointing. I'm like, what about
I
the other campers who worked really hard?
Yeah, I think that is weird. But like at the same time though, I don't know which is better because like in Go, I don't remember if we watched it together, but Go, Live Your Way. In Go Live Your Way, they have music like regionals and stuff
Hmm.
like for the season finales or whatever. And they will include acts like you've never seen these people before.
Hmm.
And theirs are just like the other people competing with them. And I'm like, I don't care about your song.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the balance is there. I guess
But
like
even
if
just like in terms of like there being like some space between scenes, because it's like, okay, like this team goes and then Tess, you're on, and then Peggy, you're on, and then out, like it was too fast. I'm like, we need to split it up. Like here's the drummer guy who we saw throughout the movie doing a sick drum solo. He should have had like a chance to shine, even if he got no screen time. Just like him like walking on stage and be like, yeah, I'm ready, and then it
yeah,
cuts to the next like
a montage at the
situation.
very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
that is fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would have like, this is like gonna be really nitpicky, but it would have made the scene feel more real instead of it just being like, here's a movie. It would have been like, here's like some actual camp. Like here's some fun stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally valid, honestly.
Hmm.
So now let's just I mean, we're basically wrapping up now.
Oh my god,
Let's just
Tess messes up.
Oh yeah, she messes up
she
because her mom had to take a call or
Her mom had to take a phone
something.
call from her publicist because her taxes got leaked. But like, I thought it was so.
Is
I
that
thought
real?
being
Now
no.
I'm okay.
That would have been so good. Like her mom, like just fully
Like
interrupting and
I
just
think
being like,
that'd
"My
be so.
taxes."
I think that would be so funny if Tessa's like, "Mom, you couldn't even watch me for girl. I'm going to jail."
Like, honey, like I'm looking at 25 years to life for tax evasion. I don't know what to tell you. That would have been so good.
Okay,
Oh, but like,
continue.
yeah, like when I was little, I was like, "Oh my god, Tess messed up." I thought it was like really something, but like looking back at like her messing up, she like missteps and like steps onto the first step, and everyone's like, "Oh my god." And like she gets like people catch her. I'm like, she just stepped onto the first step. Like she didn't fall off the stage and face plant and break her front teeth. Like
Yeah.
she just misstepped. That's it. And then she like runs off the stage and cries, which if there's anything I've learned from being a performer, I say that like I'm a superstar. No, like my sister did competitive dance and I was a theater kid for a hot minute. If you mess up, don't leave the stage because that makes it really obvious. You improvise and you make it look like you were supposed to do that. And like, oh, I forgot my choreography. Don't worry, just make it up as you go along. Yeah, like you're sure your stage manager is gonna be like, Susan, what the heck are you doing? It's like I stayed on the stage. The show must go on. It's fine. Because if you leave the stage, then you gotta start your music all over again. You delay the other performers, and everybody feels awkward.
Yeah, I remember this
That's
is
what
something.
tested.
Yeah, like if you mess up and
Own
you
it.
yeah, you just the show it keeps going, which is this is
Hmm.
something that I thought was so weird. And like I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but I guess I technically am. When my baby brother was in his music class, at the end of the year in spring or
Hmm.
whatever, they'd have like the big recital.
Yeah.
You go and you watch. This music teacher would call kids out in the middle of a song. So like picture like some kids on like the flute and like the cello and whatnot, like doing Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever. Tony, stop talking. I don't care that your parents are here. Stop talking.
Mrs. Day, I'm sorry, I just forgot my notes. You're like, Tony, does it look like I care? I didn't go to Juilliard to have some stupid kid talk during my rendition. Mary Had a Little
Tony, you're gonna pay for what you've done today.
Lamb. Tony, you're gonna go in the timeout closet. You're
Tony.
going in the chokey. Like it's the trench bowl.
So anyway, the show must go on, no
Yeah.
matter what.
I remember just real quick.
Yeah.
I was in a production of Jason and the Argonauts,
Mm.
in 12th grade, and on closing night, I had a monologue, and I was like, "Yes, here we go," and I messed up. Like I completely flubbed the line, and I think like just the audience could see the fear in my eyes. I was like, "Oh no." But I'm like, "You know what? It's fine. Don't leave the stage. Just say the line over again." And then it was fine afterwards. So, for all the performers out there, if you mess up, it's fine. Just like take a deep breath, you'll make it. You'll be okay.
Yeah. Well said. Oh,
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. Final wrapping up all this. We kind of talked about it before how I don't like where people are like, I'm so shy and now I'm going to sing great.
This
So Demi
is
Lovato
real.
has
This is
that.
me. She sings a song that's just saying like I'm not like other girls.
Here's something else. Like, if we're gonna talk about like the boys who give these shy girls the courage to be their true
Hmm.
singing star selves, tell me why this is like Demi's moment where she's like, yes, I was a liar. My mom is a cook. Allison Stoner is my friend. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Tell me why Joe Jonas needs to run up to the stage and sing with her and add his
Yeah,
own little song
because
into
he found
this?
the girl who sang the song. Like, no, you've performed. You're an international superstar. You've got double platinum at least 5 times. You have Grammys in your bathroom. You don't need to steal the spotlight from this little 15-year-old singing at a summer camp.
Right?
Like,
Like,
just the egotism. I can't.
it's so like, and I think what's the saddest part is how many people watched this movie and thought that was super cute.
Yeah,
It
they're like,
was
oh my god,
not.
like they're meant to be. No, he stole her spotlight.
All right. Well, I have to say, I think it's became obvious at some point that we didn't know
Where
what
this
this
video was
was when we started.
going.
But now that we're wrapping up, I think we have a new series on our hands.
Yeah, like,
I like Deep Dish, and we will
deep
do this again someday.
Deep Dish is such a good name. Like this really started off just like
It was a
as a dumpster
mess.
fire,
Yeah.
but then like from the ashes of that dumpster fire came a phoenix that was like, I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm pretty, yeah. I think I'm okay.
This is Oh my god. How many times did it take a shot every time we derailed the conversation?
Gosh,
You
don't do that. You're dead.
don't do it.
Okay. Well,
Do a
thank you.
self-care activity every time we derail the conversation.
Oh, see, now you're happy.
There you go. Like you put on like a face mask, you paint your toenails. Then you're like, wow, like I really took care of myself. Meanwhile, it's just us like spiraling into chaos.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you, Karina, for joining me
Thank
today.
you for having me back.
I
It might have been a big mistake.
It was a mistake that I am happy to make again and again.
I love how you just admitted you're like, you know what, this is chaotic, but it's okay.
So when we get big, there'll be like a meme video like
They're like, oh yeah,
Karina
deep dish
making Zach's
Tuesday.
uncomfortable for 10 minutes.
Oh, I can't wait for just the animatics of this.
That's what we're working towards. That's what this is all
Oh man,
about.
I'll make one. That's what I do on my channel pretty much.
Yeah. Glow up. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Zach.